You guys ever just, like, have, like a vocal stem that you just can't stop doing it? Well, lately, my vocal stem, which just, I mean, and it's... I'm surprised I haven't really done it on live, like, while I'm streaming, because, like, I do it that often outside of streaming. Yeah, 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 yeah. Which, those of you who follow Game Grumps would recognize that from their TCG Card Shop Simulator Let's Play. And, which I love to watch, by the way. I love to watch that, because like, I love the Game Grumps, but they play a lot of games that, like, I plan on playing later, which, like, I have a lot of followers that say the same thing. They're like, oh, I can't watch you play Subnautica, because I want to play that, and I don't want spoilers. I'm like, I get that, I get that. That's why I love watching games like Supermarket Simulator, or Power Wash Simulator, or TCG Card Shop Simulator, because there's no such thing as spoilers. It's just mindless stuff, and, you know... You could watch that without getting spoilers for, you know, the new Final Fantasy VII game or something, whatever. So yeah, that's my vocal stim now, lately, is... I don't always stim, but when I do, it's yeah, 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 yeah. I wish I could play that game. I'm hoping they still make a mobile version, because they have, like, they have a game, the company that made TCG Card Shop Simulator is on Android, but it's not that game. It's an alteration of that game. Like, it's a different iteration of that, where it's plays kind of like, what is it? Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator? Like that one? It plays like that. That's the mobile version of TCG Card Shop Simulator. So, and it's the same company, but a totally different game with the same concept of running a card shop. But, you know, it's like a top-down view, and, like, you don't actually walk around and do things. It's weird. I don't want to play it. I don't want to. Nobody wants me to. I want to play the original. Anyways, I should play this. Hello and welcome to another exciting Let's Play. It's your girl Kayleigh Alyssa here, and welcome back to Ace Attorney. Justice for all. Except for some circus folk. But today, sorry, forgot she was here. And that's how I start my stream. Cool, okay. Yeah. Nervous laughter, got it. Not late. I'm not late. I just spent too long talking about TCG Card Shop Simulator. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. So I gotta present myself to her. Okay, hold on, I gotta remember. Okay, so what, we've got the, uh-oh. That's the one. Also, maybe that. Also, that might be part of it. Also, I might have to refer to some profiles here, especially this one. Alright, okay, so what is it? It's motive from... Ooh, well... Okay, start off strong! Take that! Okay, just gonna get right into it. Oh god, there's 4! Oh! I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I've got this. Why was Juan Carita murdered? If you ask me, I think you know the reason he was killed. Why are you hiding things? Don't you realize you're putting Mr. Unguard's life in danger by your actions? Why do you ask questions for which I have no answers? The truth is, I was not that close to Mr. Carita. You were not that close? That's right. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. You're not good at being intimate with another person? Somehow I highly doubt that! Do I start with this? Or... do I present the person? Okay, what do I present? You're not good at being intimate with another person. Somehow, I highly doubt that. Oh crap! No, I didn't mean to back out! Oh, my bad. Well, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. We could just go right back in there. Let's just go right back in there, won't we? Let's just go right back in. You can see this cool animation. JoJo's Bizarre style. Or Shin Megami Tensei Persona? This whole Persona thing that's going on with the Cyclops. Alright. Okay. I've never been good at being intimate with another person. I'm gonna... Has been getting in close with the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars. You might be right. Take that! Wow! You and Mr. Kurita had an intimate relationship, did you not? A silly third-rate tabloid article. If you even had half your wits about you, you wouldn't believe such rubbish. Well, it seems quite a few people have already bought into that story. As to be expected of a world filled with crooks and liars. Note to self, stay on her good side. Whoa. In any case, I despise interpersonal relationships like that. I see, however, what if there was a need for you to get close to someone? Me? Need to get close to Mr. Kurita? As if there was ever such a need. Didn't you get close to Mr. Kurita for this person's sake? Okay. It could be Matt on guard. I'm thinking it is Matt on guard. Because I don't see it being Celeste. Because if we're talking about recent events, it's Matt on guard. Crap! Do you really still not understand? Well, what? It's not in my nature to enjoy doing things for others. But you're a manager. It's called a job. I am in charge of Mr. On Guard, the star, not Matt On Guard, the man. Oh. And you are not my client. Ah! Is this my subtle hint to go home? But I know you must have had a need to get close to the victim. Me? Need to get close to Mr. Kurita, as if there was ever such a need. Did you get close to Mr. Kurita for this person's sake? Or for her sake? Take that! Celeste Impacts, your mentor. How do you know about Celeste? Miss Impacts, she committed suicide, didn't she? But it looks like no one knows why. Right before her death, she was one Kurita's manager. So I believe you got close to Mr. Kurita so you could find out more about her suicide. Yeah, you have a great imagination. You may have a future yet as a slimy muckraker for a putrid third-rate tabloid. Miss Andrews? There was no mystery surrounding her death. None. It would be pointless for me to force myself into a relationship for nothing. Is that really true? Was there really no mystery at all? I don't believe you were completely at ease with the way her suicide was resolved. Oh. Because her suicide note was hidden? Take that! Miss Impact's suicide note was never found, was it? It looks like the police were under the suspicion that someone had hidden it. Like maybe the person who discovered her body, Mr. Kurita? One. And, Miss Andrews, I believe you thought the same thing. That is why you became intimate with Mr. Kurita. I've sat by quietly and listened to your insulting ramblings long enough. It's true that Celeste was my mentor, however, allow me to say this again. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know that her suicide note was never found. I'm a person who doesn't care about what goes on in the lives of others. That's the impression you'd like to give, however. I don't think that's who you really are. What? I have evidence that says otherwise! This is proof that Celeste Impacts was someone very special to you. Now the other suicide report. Take that! Miss Andrews, you nearly went through with it too, didn't you? Went through with what? Ending your life! Miss Andrews, you look and act like a very strong woman who has it all together. You don't ask for anyone's help, relying only on yourself. Yes, I've been very independent ever since I can remember. Ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar, popping. However, that is all just a lie, a facade. Wait, facade? I'll never forgive him for what he did to that monkey. What a jerk. Electrocuting him all those times. What a jerk, that facade guy from Mother 3. You've always searched out people on whom you can depend on. Upon whom you can... That's... You were dependent on Miss Impacts, weren't you? Which is why... When she passed away, you lost everything you had. So stop. When Celeste passed away so suddenly like that, I died a death of my own. But, no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't stop thinking about what had become of her note. You must have heard about the police report. The one that said the police suspected Mr. Kurita of hiding Miss Impacts' note? You heard about it, and thought to recover it from him by getting close, am I right? If that's the case, then everything changes. What do you mean? What topic did we start this conversation on again? It was, why was the victim killed? Exactly! Somehow, Miss Andrews, it seems that you have become the one with a reason to want Mr. Kurita dead. Me? Miss Impacts was everything to you, and then she died, and you would do anything to find out why she killed herself. Even commit murder! Murder? Oh, thank God. Oh, I get my health back and everything. Woo! That was a close one. I did mess up a little bit there. I did goof. It's true. I am a woman who can only live in insecurity. I'm physically small, and I don't really have a lot of self-confidence. I've pushed against all that, though. I've tried to live strongly. I never wanted anyone to find out the truth. Miss Andrews? This one thing. It's the one thing I wanted to take with me to the grave. It was my secret. Mine and mine alone. I'm sorry. You probably think I'm a worthless human being right now, don't you? Please, Miss Andrews, all I want to know is the truth. After Celeste passed away, I heard that someone had hidden her suicide note. And that someone was Juan Kurita. Just one Kurita? There weren't two of them? No, Juan, as in that's his name. Oh, got it. Celeste. Without her, I don't know if I ever want to play another platform game. Not if I can't play Celeste. Without her, I became scared. Everyone seemed like they were out to get me. Besides, it's a lot more than just a platform game. I'm sure it is. I just don't think I'd be very good at playing it. So you got close to Mr. Kurita to recover her suicide note, correct? Looks like that tabloid reported the truth after all. Ironic, isn't it? Well, like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Most of the time. Sometimes that's not true. Sometimes it's just smoke. And if they purposely add fuel to the fire, they keep the celebrity world burning. She has the camera. For that exact reason. But as for the suicide note, I didn't and wouldn't kill anyone for it. It just doesn't suit me, that's all. Well, that's enough for now. I still have work to do, so... I understand. Oh, I have one small favor to ask. My attempted suicide. I'd like for you to keep it a secret. Miss Andrews? If people found out about my weakness, I would sooner choose to die than live. All right, I understand. We'll keep it a secret. There's no heterosexual explanation for her relationship with Celeste. No, or anybody who plays Celeste, really. There's no heterosexual explanation for anybody playing the game Celeste. The character! Yeah! Oh, yeah! Yeah, that too! I mean, just that. Not the other thing I said. Miss Andrews, I guess she's the overthinking type. She probably never asks anything without carefully thinking it through first. Thank you for your discretion. Mr. Nick, can I ask you something? What is it? Miss Andrews has been playing with that card in her hand since a little while back. That card? Yeah, I guess she has. Miss Andrews, what is that card you're holding? Huh? Oh, this? I don't quite know. It just suddenly appeared in my handbag. Huh. What is it? It looks like the seashell? Her death really had an impact on her life! God damn it. How dare you be funnier than me? On my stream, no less! That's what it looks like, doesn't it? Yeah, or it could be like a Namekian house. Like one of the houses you'd see on Namek. Right? Or like one of their vehicles. Like a spaceship. I honestly don't remember owning this card. Looks like a Slowbro tail, for sure. Oh, for sure. I wonder where I picked it up from. Heard I'm remembering something clearly? Sounds like it would be a rare occurrence. Well, I must be off. I leave Mr. Ungard in your capable hands. Did that make it to the court records? It did not, in fact. Only watch Dragon Ball. Who dat? Oh. Got it. Don't worry about it. I mean, I watched a Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball's better. Okay. Well, I suppose I should leave here, huh? Wow! Hi! I was expecting, Lotta. Well, I think we've gathered about all we can. No! What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Oh, Pearls. She looks so worn out by all this. She hasn't slept at all. And has been walking all over the place with me today. GT is the best? I've heard the opposite. Yeah, after watching Z, I just couldn't bring myself to, like, continue to, you know, because after that, next I was going to watch GT, and then, Super? Is that what it's called? And then there's another thing. It's the newer thing. I forget what that's called. But then I stopped having Crunchyroll because, you know, the whole AI thing started happening. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to cancel my subscription. So, you know, I'm glad I finally watched the end of the Boo Saga. Because last time I stopped watching during the Boo Saga, it was right around when he started turning people into chocolate. And I was like, I can't take this guy seriously as the villain. And then meanwhile, everybody else who's actually seen all of Dragon Ball Z is like, that's the best villain! And I'm like, what are you talking about? There's no way. Okay, there's no way you think that Boo is better. Like, that's the best arc! And I'm like, no. After having seen it now, I'm like, no. No, even now, I saw the end of it, and I'm like, it's not the best arc. It's not the best villain. If you're talking about, like, power scaling, yeah, obviously he's the strongest villain in the Dragon Ball Z series. Duh. That's how it works. But the best villain, in terms of, like, the story, his character, his backstory, everything, it's like, no. No. No, that was the worst part of the whole show. It's the worst part. It was the worst villain. Even after, when the Kid Boo stuff was happening, no. Couldn't take it seriously. I'm sorry. I gave it a good shot, though. I watched it, watched the whole thing, and I was like, cool, awesome. Still, no, I stick with Frieza being the peak of that show. Frieza was the peak of Dragon Ball Z. Yep. Stand by what I said.
What's wrong, Mr. Nick?
Let's go back to the office for a little while. You're really tired, right?
Oh, no. I'm Oklahoma, really. I'm fine, I really am.
You don't look fine to me. Oh, I still gotta double check some other things. Maybe I'll run into somebody here. Imagine if Raditz came to Earth 2 years earlier. Everyone would be dead. Luckily for the Z Fighters, and there was progression in villain strength. Yeah. Yeah, imagine if Cell showed up. Imagine if, like, Cell time machine nonsense happened. You know? Like, during the Saiyan saga, when Raditz showed up. What if, like, all of a sudden, here's Cell. Could you imagine? Well, they'd be screwed. I mean, I do feel like, canonically, if that happened, then Vegeta wouldn't have been there to let Cell get stronger. And actually, I think, if Piccolo fused with Kame, I think Kamikolo would have been able to take out Imperfect Cell. You know, the first version? Before it got too crazy. And, yeah. No, come to think of it, I think he would have been okay. I think it would have gone okay. I think that would have actually been the best case scenario is if Cell showed up before Raditz did. Because then Piccolo's gonna be like, hey, old man, give me your power. What? Okay. Anyways. And then they would have killed Cell before anything happened. Alright, Viola Hall. There's gonna be somebody I have to talk to. Oof. It said to come back here, so I'm gonna come back here. Alright, here we go. Here's more. See, more.
So, what now?
Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Yes, Imperfect Cell was not really strong. Cell Saga was like his story for power. Like he was the protagonist similar to Thanos in Infinity Wars. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Plus, I don't think the androids, what was it, 17 and 18, had actually been, like, made and released then. So, like, he would have come too early. Like, they were still in the process of being created at that point. So he wouldn't have been able to become perfect. He would have been stuck as imperfect Cell. Just the weirdo with that orange mouth. And, you know, just like the stinger that's like sucking people up and stuff. And that would have been as strong as he could get. And yeah, no, I have a feeling Kamikalo would have put him down easily. Easily. It might have been like, there might have been some difficulty to it, because at that point, like, Piccolo hadn't trained to the point where he was in the Cell Saga. He also didn't absorb, Nail. So there's that too. He wouldn't have had Nail. Which, you know, did help him a bit. Well, we did find one thing out for sure. Miss Andrews has a motive.
You mean Miss Impact's suicide note?
That's right. She was also the one to discover the victim's body. Clever. Uh-oh.
Ah, Mr. Nick, the transceiver.
Hello? Right in Co-Law offices. Mr. Attorney,
You're not answering a phone.
Maya! Where's Maya?
As I promised, I have not gone within a few feet of her this whole time.
Phew.
Which is why, I suppose, she is absolutely vanished.
What?
So I suggest you win a quick acquittal, my friend. At any cost, wouldn't you agree?
Wait, Maya! Let me hear her!
Very well.
Ask my
Maya, is that you?
sis. Ask my sis.
Mia? Oh, no. Oh, we're gonna see Pearl turn into Mia. She has way too much evidence when she's in Pearl's clothes. Oh, there's no other way. Oh, no. At least in Maya's clothes, there's a little bit more coverage. Maya! Maya! Damn it! He cut me off.
Miss Maya said ask my sis, didn't she?
Sis? What does she mean by that? Come on, Phoenix. You're a hopeless one. So sorry? Yak! Good God! Okay. Well, at least her wrist was in the way to block a little bit of that. Thank you for having a little modesty. Can we just have, like, a change of clothes for Mia? Like, in the office? For whatever she turns into, you know, she is here? I'm just saying. Like, you'd think we would. Just have, like, her, you know, girl boss attorney clothes. Just at the ready. Right? Can we please? Because this is a little distracting. Also, just think about how small, like, how short Pearl's is. How long does this outfit, how far down does it go? Like, we can't see that, but, like, is she showing cheek? Because, like, I feel like with Pearl's height, this has got to be, like, a t-shirt on Mia. Right? Like, she's got to be walking around butt naked from the waist down. Butt naked. Mia! Mia showing cheek, butt naked from the waist down. That's what I imagine is happening. It's meant to be... This is supposed to be the fan service. Oh. Well... That's fair. I get it. It's an anime video game, but still, there should be some logic behind it, you know? Like, let's check. Her fur burger is probably showing off the world. Yeah, right? I don't think Mia shaves. I gotta be honest. I don't think Mia is the type to. think she's got bush. She's got like DEFCON 3 bush, okay? I'm not talking DEFCON 5. I'm talking like level 3. 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 bush, okay? If I had to guess. It's middle of the road. It's not a jungle. But it is a shrubbery. A shrubbery! Me!
I have a message from Maya. So come, ask me anything you want about her.
Not many razors in Karain Village, see? And she's gotta be showing cheek. She's gotta be showing cheek. Butt naked from the waist down. God, why? So much under boob. There's so much under boob. Okay. Oh. You know, at least some of the speech bubbles cover stuff, but in this case, it's not covering the right stuff. Alright, Maya's situation. How's Maya?
She's safe for now.
She's Donald Ducking it. Mia's straight Donald Ducking it.
The kidnapper is one to keep his word, it seems.
I'm glad to hear she's safe, but Mia, how did you know?
As soon as she was locked up, Maya called for me. I read the note she left. Then I gathered as much information about her surroundings as I could.
I didn't know you could use spirit channeling like that. Pretty smart of her. The kidnapper, what's he like?
I don't know. Apparently Maya went to answer a phone call at the hotel and was drugged there.
And?
She didn't see the face of her attacker.
Arg.
Maya is locked up in a very dark place right now. I'll tell you everything I heard when I was with her.
When you were with her? Obviously, it's still the same date. It's the same day. It's the same day. There's no question about that. You didn't time travel. Sorry. I'm getting a little heated about that. Sorry, it's just, you know, we talked about this last time on Kayleigh Plays, and the developers didn't hear my pleas. They didn't take any of my criticism and correct this, and now I have to deal with this again for a second time. So maybe they should pay better, heed to the words of their players. That's all I'm saying. I gave them 1 day. They had a day to fix this. What day? I don't know. There's too many question marks. Can't tell you what day it is. Definitely not the same day as, the one that Phoenix is maybe it is time travel. Maybe the kidnapper has a wormhole. Maybe this is like Farscape. And maybe her kidnapper is John Crichton. Could be. You don't know. Maybe.
I'm starving. I could really go for some apple pie. Mia! Make me some ghost apple pie. I mean, at a time like this, sweets are the only way to go. I have to stay positive.
She is hungry and thirsty, probably sleeps a lot. She loses track of time. This is from Maya's point of view, and she does not know the date. You know what? That is perfectly valid. That's a good point. Maya generally does not know the date. It is from her point of view. She genuinely does not know what day it is at any given point.
He promised he wasn't going to kill me. I'm not going to die. Sis, I wonder if you're with Nick right now.
Oh. Whoa.
There's a note. Huh? Someone dropped a card here.
That's not fishy!
It kind of looks like a business card, but there's no name on it.
Wait, that's Swirl! Madara? Was she kidnapped by Madara? No wonder there's time travel! Oh my god! Is this a Naruto reference? Whoa! Oh my god, But the seashell is implying it might be somebody else with the Akatsuki. Maybe somebody who's a seafaring type? Somebody who kind of looks like he might be kind of a shark, maybe? I don't know! Maybe! It's the two of them together. That's like their calling card is like the combination of the two of them. Right? Right? That's the symbol. It's representing both of them. I don't know! Maybe! She's up against the Akatsuki, though. That is certain. Definitely the Akatsuki. Could be Sasuke's brother making this so that it throws us off of his scent. Thinking that it's not him. That would be tricky. For sure it's one of the Akatsuki. Or more than one.
For sure. What a strange card. What's this? It feels like there are a lot of glass bottles here. And these, they feel like barrels. And this, it feels like I'm thirsty.
I guess I'll just have a little drinky poo.
It tastes like this grape juice has gone bad. I'll pass. Too bad, I'm really hungry. I'm not really thirsty.
Oh, I was hoping she'd get fucking just blackout drunk. So that she could just be an absolute problem for her kidnapper. Just blackout drunk Maya. Alright, boxes?
There's all sorts of things piled up here. But it's too dark to see. Drat, it's locked. But this door's locked seems easy enough to open. On TV, the hero always uses a plastic card or a stiff piece of cardboard. Then click, they magically open the door. I wonder if there's a card like that around here that I could use. Ah, that's it. The shell card.
I never go to the Shell gas stations anyways. Might as well use it for something. I always just go to Quick Trip instead. I mean, what's the point of having a shell card? There aren't even any shells around here, are there? Maybe. If there are, I haven't noticed them.
If I use this, maybe I can get the door open. This might be my key out of here. I had a feeling this card might be useful. I'm such a genius. All right. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Kidnapper. I did it! Oklahoma! Now I'm getting the heck out of here! I shouldn't keep Nick waiting, or worried.
To be continued this time on Kayleigh Plays. Yeah, no, that would have taken a whole nother 40 minutes. I'm glad I stopped when I did. It would have been another 40 minutes. Can you believe that? That's crazy. Chat, should I watch The Princess Bride, you know, in memoriam? Like, I feel like I kind of want to watch The Princess Bride. I kind of want to. I might convince my girlfriend to watch it with me. But for sure, I feel like I should at least watch The Princess Bride. In memoriam of Rob Reiner, right? It's a great movie. One of the best. One of the best movies. Princess Bride, if you haven't seen it, you should. I feel like everybody in the world should see The Princess Bride. Everyone who exists should watch The Princess Bride. It's one of those movies. Like, it's that good. I feel like everyone should see it. Adrian did it. What is it?
It being me.
I'm me. Wait, no. Adrian's... Oh, that's a girl. Never mind. Sorry, I was thinking of, like, a guy named Adrian. Because, like, then I'd be like, yes, Adrian did me. That's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. Maybe... Oh, was she jealous?
Oh, because she was caught snooping around with him, and then, like, maybe she found out that, like, he and I were a couple, and she killed him out of jealousy because she wanted to bang it out with Juan, but Juan's a bottom, mostly, so maybe that's what happened. Oh, that's why his old girlfriend killed herself, because, like, he was a bottom, and also gay. No, that makes sense. That makes so much sense. Oh my god.
In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you.
I don't want to hear anything about mountains, okay? Isn't it obvious I'm gay, okay? I don't want to see anybody's evidence, unless you're talking about, like, you know, maybe the judge's evidence or something. A mountain of evidence? Yeah, I don't want to see anybody's mountains or evidence.
I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you.
Oh, I can think of a few things I'd like you to pin on me, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Lawyer, pin me down. Pin yourself to me. Please, Mr. Lawyer, pin me down. Pin something on me. Oh my god, dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? My head is, that is, you know, in case you're wondering, I was talking about my head. My head is very refreshing like a spring breeze. You're gonna feel like a whole new man. I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that, unless you want to be part of that scandal. Are you the scandal? Should we have a scandal right here? Right here in the courtroom. Let's have a scandal.
I understand. Please, keep your hands to yourself, please. Please, dear God. Well, it's almost time.
Oh, no, it's Mia. I thought it was gonna be Edge, you boy. Sorry, Edgeworth. EDGEWRIGHT. Hashtag Team EDGEWRIGHT! Hashtag EDGEWRIGHT! EDGEWRIGHT is so back, baby!
Mia!
We must get a complete acquittal today.
I know. But I can't focus on Maya's situation right now, or your evidence.
Oh, I can't focus on anything with all that evidence out.
Or Pearl's either.
Oh. That's technically Pearl's evidence. But it's your evidence? I'm so confused right now.
No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day.
It's actually called Rightworth in the fandom. No, but EDGEWRIGHT feels so much better to say. It feels so much better to EDGEWRIGHT. Indeed. Well, let's get going.
It's him. This is right.
Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial.
Maya, she's unharmed, right?
Well, when I checked on her earlier, this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall we say, tired.
Because Edgeworth is edging right because it feels right. Edge right, yeah. See ya?
Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be concentrating on is winning today's trial.
Grr!
For my sake as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. It was a flaming bag of dog shit on your porch. I hope you liked it, you bitch.
Present? What in the world would you want to give me?
It's a gift card to Starbucks. I know it's kind of taboo to go there right now, you know, with everything that's happening, but there's at least a couple of Starbucks that are independently owned in the area. You just have to do your research to figure out which ones to go to. The ones that aren't corporate. And even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest if you please.
Wait! The kidnapper sent me a present?
Mr. Lawyer, dude, who was that? Oh my god, he sounded so hot. Ugh.
Can we, like, postpone the trial while I find out who that was? And find out what he likes? And do everything that he likes? And he could do whatever he wants to me, too. Just play He Will Love the Gift. I'm sure I will. No one. It has nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. He's my boyfriend, not yours. Dude, did your nose just get longer? My god. Is something else gonna get longer? Oh my god, look at your pants. Look at my pants. How do they make you feel? Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. I call for mistrial. Huh? Is that the present? Is that the present? Was the present food poisoning? Cause I call for a mistrial then? Huh? My client is innocent. I call for immediate dismissal of the charges, Your Honor. Sorry. This is PTSD from the last episode. I'm sorry. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? Is he murdered Von Karma? Oh no! Oh, he kidnapped Mr. Von Karma too! I don't know, Your Honor. You're getting mad at me! Your Honor. Please be quiet, bailiff. Court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor, Von Karma has it. Yeah, this morning Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. What the fuck? Was that the present? What? Shot? Somehow, I think this is the present that man was talking about. His present? Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane! Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. That's good. Phew. I thought you'd show up here. Your Honor, due to the circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgeworth, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. Oh, fuck. Miss Von Karma was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Luckily, I have looked this case over and am familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Mr. Matt on guard. The court acknowledges the prosecution! Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. The black materia. The meteor. I will save this world. The life stream. I will save it from you and your petty Shinra. Only I can save the world. With this, the black materia. And no one will stand in my way, not even the damned Cetra, Aerith. I like how you enunciate Edgeworth's sentences in the same way, lol. Yeah! I mean...
By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Witness, your name and occupation.
Well, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct. For now.
For now?
After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my badge, sir.
Detective Gumshoe!
The prosecution has no need for a depressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer. Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Yes, sir!
Now, let's have your testimony. If we want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that.
Get ready, Phoenix. This is going to be one very tough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Edgeworth as my opponent. The answer he was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you finally found, Edgeworth.
Bare facts of the case. More like bare bottom from the waist down. For all we know, all of these people are bare bottom from the waist down. They're just bare naked from the waist down. More like bare naked from the waist down.
Well, this might have happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir.
Oh no! Don't say that! Gumshoe's the best! He's the reason I play this game! Sorry.
The victim, Juan Carina, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
I think it does. Why wouldn't it? Says who? After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room.
Well, yes, sir. Both the victim and the defendant went alone to their rooms.
I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Why am I hearing a little bit of Peter Griffin in Gumshoe's voice? Because that's just... Obviously, he's a detective from Rhode Island. That's why.
This might have happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. This murder happened after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. Hey, Lois. I'm in court.
Hold it, Peter! Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony?
Oklahoma, pal! The ceremony started at 6 p.m. It ended around 8 p.m., and then there was a short break.
Little did you know, the real reason why Gumshoe sounds a little bit like Peter Griffin sometimes is because I lived in Rhode Island for like 5 years. In my formative years, from like 2 to 7. From the ages of 2 to 7, I was living in Rhode Island, so that's the real reason.
A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later.
And that's when the victim's body was found. Correctamundo?
Which is to say, the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period.
Please continue with your testimony, detective.
The victim, Juan Carina, was found dead in his hotel room.
The person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correct?
Yeah.
Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about?
Well, she's a defendant Matt God's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir.
Well, it's just Dollar Store, Massachusetts. Stop! What do you mean? I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. No, I don't really actually care. Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. Honestly, it's like a county. It's like the size of like some counties in some states. Can we be honest about that? Like, why isn't it a county of, like, name a state?
When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Mr. Rangard. After visiting his room, she next went to the victim's room to get him for the show, sir.
I see. And that's when she found the victim's body.
After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir.
Hold it! The cause of death wasn't that because Mr. Carino was stabbed in the chest?
Only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal.
So Olivia was right. That knife wound would have been too shallow. Which is obvious from the picture, but...
Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now a real pro's attention would be drawn here to this bandana.
Banana! What the fuck? What the fuck? We're losing the judge! Chat, we're losing the judge. It's time to retire. Do we get a new judge the third game? Because I think this guy is starting to lose it.
Yeah, it's bandana, sir. It's the thing wrapped tightly around his neck, sir.
Ah, yes, I see. It's banana-scented bandana. That's okay, yeah, sure. Then, what about the knife?
What seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death.
Yeah, that's why there isn't that much blood there. I get it. Super obvious now that you mention it. We have a crafty murderer on our hands here. That's stabbed with a knife. Oh.
At first, we thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar case.
Isn't there? Why would it be empty? Where's the guitar? Now, this judge appears in every game, even the great Ace Attorney game. You found me play. You play as his ancestor? What do you mean? Wow, there's a prequel games? Is this like Assassin's Creed? But Assassin's Attorney? Do I have to hop into like a VR machine? And then go through like the Brotherhood of Attorneys? Throughout the ages? And like ancient Venice? And the Revolutionary War? And Vikings? Stuff like that? But as an attorney?
instead of an assassin. It's Ace Attorney's Creed. And why did you think of that? I don't know. That's just a tangent that apparently my brain went on with this whole you play as his ancestor. I'm sorry, Phoenix. I let you down.
Because it was empty, pal.
My head? Yeah. Yeah.
The charming ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. And we couldn't find it anywhere at the scene of the crime.
Well, it's gotta be somewhere. You think he forgot it at home? He's making a public appearance. Of course he brought a guitar. Oh, and how about this theory? Van really wanted the guitar and did the crime to get it. How's that?
Yeah, we thought of that too, but the only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims.
So he opened it. Maybe the guitar case was already open. Like it was on the floor, open. Oh no, because it had to be closed when the vase fell on it and broke it. Or somebody was wearing gloves! Sorry. It's just... Sorry. Maybe somebody was wearing gloves when they opened it. Did you think of that? Or is it like fingerprint activated? No, he doesn't make that much money, so that's impossible. Got it. So somebody could have just been wearing gloves when they opened the case. It's a pretty obvious conclusion. Most murderers do. I'm sure. At least one murderers do. At least one murderers do wear gloves. At least one murderers wear gloves. Juan? Because the victim's name is Juan? Only the victims, huh? I see. So much for my theory then. No. Keep going with it. What if they were wearing gloves? Remember what happened to OJ? Guitar case updated in the court record. Wow.
However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder.
What convinced you it had nothing to do with the murder?
The guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night.
Well, then where was it?
The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, Juan Corina, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir.
So you mean he forgot to put the guitar inside the case?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it's cold outside. Yes, sir, it's cold outside. Yes, sir, it's cold outside.
Only Baby No Money fans would get that one, okay?
Even when he was on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar.
So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel.
Yeah, that's right. So, it really had nothing to do with the case after all.
But it was... No, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. There is some water, but only on the top of the lid. Bears Corina's fingerprints. I don't think that's true because it was present during the murder. And it's relevant to the murder because it was closed when the vase fell on it. And if you were right in your assumption that only Juan could have been the one to open it, then the vase fell while he was still alive, and then he opened the case, and then he died. So, again, Your Honor, members of the court, I declare this guitar case is relevant to this case.
I believe that is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why, then, did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was a reason enough to suspect him.
Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Who's he gonna swing with tonight? Gumshoe? Uchi? The bailiff?
Very well. Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter.
Well, yes, sir.
Yeah, why arrest on guard?
Matt and Kat and one Karina were huge rivals with each other. And they each thought the other guy was in his way. And that's motive enough in my book. Yes, for evidence, there's the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja's costume. It was found in Mr. On Guard's hakama.
Hakama. That's what they're called. Samurai pants.
Yeah, I always kind of wanted a Hakama. I thought they looked cool. And comfy.
The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife.
Now that's planted evidence, that for sure. If that's not the murder weapon itself, then absolutely that is planted evidence. You could not convince me otherwise. But that is 100% superficial.
The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
What do you mean, bought the knife? Because he bought a steak and the knife came with the steak? Yeah, people eat. Gumshoe, not something that I'm sure you're aware of because you can't afford to eat a T-bone steak. But the knife comes with the T-bone steak when you order it with room service. No offense, I'm sorry, I know. I also can't afford to order steak. I'd love to. I would love to have a delicious steak dinner, but frankly, friggin' the economy and stuff, so I eat ramen, okay? Would I like a delicious filet mignon? Yes. But I also understand, based on previous experience, that if I ordered a delicious filet mignon, they would have a steak knife with it. I didn't buy the knife. So I resent the way that you're phrasing that, Detective Dick Gumshoe. I resent the way that you're phrasing that as if he bought the knife for the purpose of murder. No, he bought a steak and the knife came with it, provided to him by the hotel staff. You fucking dongle! I'm sorry. You're still my favorite character, but I resent the way you phrased that. I do. I resent the way you phrased it. I'm offended, sir. And I request a duel at high noon tomorrow. You have dishonored my client, and I request a duel at high noon tomorrow.
So the defendant's fingerprints are found on the knife used in the stabbing.
Yeah, it was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly.
Sticky? Sticky? It was sticky on the handle. Sticky on the handle. And you don't think that was maybe a little fishy, maybe? Maybe that was a little fishy? You think so? Maybe it was a little fishy. Like maybe those fingerprints were lifted using tape and then planted on the knife. And that's why there was a little adhesive from the tape, which made it a little sticky. You think maybe that's why? Is that why the handle was a little sticky? Gee, I didn't know. I didn't know that human hands produced oils that
resembled stickiness like an adhesive. Huh? Huh? I thought they were just, natural skin oils that were oily. No? They're sticky sometimes? Got it. Your Honor, is my client Spider-Man? I ask the court, do we believe that my client is Spider-Man? Get me pictures of Spider-Man right now! No? Do we or do we not believe that my client may or may not be Spider-Man? Because if that's the case, then yes, I will concede that this knife has his fingerprints on it and he is guilty of murder. But you two, at the same time, have to admit that my client may or may not be Spider-Man. If there are sticky fingerprints on that knife, and you don't question why it's sticky. Why is it sticky? What's on the knife? In what way is it sticky? Was he suckling on some candy? And a bit of it dissolved with the saliva? Got on his fingers when he touched the knife? Is it sticky from the adhesive of the tape? Again, I ask you. The tape! Yeah, I know. We got back to the tape. Come on. There's so many reasons why we should be questioning everything about this piece of evidence. It wasn't even the murder weapon. What reason would there be to put a butter knife? Sorry, steak knife. It looks like a butter knife. Look at it. You gonna tell me that's a steak knife? I don't believe it. Nah, that's a butter knife. I know steak knives. That's a butter knife. Into the chest of the victim after death. There's no reason. It's superficial. It's planting evidence. Sorry, I'll keep playing the game. Knife out of the court record. Well, Gatewater is engraved. Gatewaters. Oh my god. Sticky fingers is what you would call a thief. And furthermore, brings me back to my point that the guitar case is relevant to this case. Because it was closed before the victim of this case was dead. It was opened after the vase fell, after an altercation happened, a physical altercation. It was opened by the victim while he was still alive, and then he was killed as a fit of rage because the sticky-fingered murderer, aka a thief, was angry that his bounty, the guitar, was missing. Take that! I'm onto something here. Just you wait. That guitar case has everything to do with this case. And there's this button. It was planted. Someone was just trying to cop a feel on my defendant. Your Honor, you cannot prove that somebody wasn't trying to cop a feel on my defendant and dropped that button down his blouse, pants, whatever. Hakama. Okay? They were in his Hakama. Because they were trying to make him Hakama. Okay? I'm just saying. That was found in the defendant's clothes, wasn't it? And is this button also covered in blood? Again! Why was it covered in blood? Huh? Because whoever had inflicted that very shallow wound with a fucking butter knife did so to create more evidence. Put that button, now with the blood, into the defendant's clothes. Super obvious. So that's also planted evidence. Super obvious. It's so obvious. Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. He was strangled to death.
The only reason for someone to stab him with a fucking butter knife would be to create more evidence. 2 pieces of evidence. Look at that. The butter knife, the fingerprints, and the button. I'll give it to this, what's its murderer? I'll give it to him. All right. I'm on to you. Very clever. What? Jamming Ninja's button? Cool. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a little too fishy, isn't it?
Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, Cloud? Right? I meant to say right. I'll find the hole in your argument somehow, and that's not the only hole I'll find tonight! You can press as hard as you'd like. You know I like it like that. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions so we can get back to banging. Grrr. You know I like it when you growl.
Why arrest on guard? Tell me! Shut up and fight me! Put your hands on your balls and fight me! Sorry, I missed Pokemon.
Man and Kid and One Karina were huge rivals.
But in terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard won, did he not?
Yeah, but you know what's ironic, pal? One Karina was always one step behind Mr. Ungod in everything. This year, it seemed like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown.
Oh yeah, I just remembered, I got popcorn. I have popcorn. My girlfriend asked me to get, like, some more popcorn. Well, she didn't ask me to get popcorn, but she said, like, maybe we'll watch a movie at home this time instead of going to the theater. We'll just have popcorn. So I bought movie theater popcorn, and she wants to watch, it's the Knife something. The Daniel Craig murder mystery series. Knife Off? Knife Out? Knife Out? Knives Out? Anyways, she wants to see the first movie because the third one just came into theaters. But me, personally, I'm like, well, what if we watch Princess Bride? Because Rob Reiner just died. And in memoriam of Rob Reiner, we should watch Princess Bride. Maybe we'll just have like a movie extravaganza. And we'll watch one movie she wants, we'll watch one movie I want, and then we'll have a ton of movie theater popcorn. And maybe some other things you'd get at a theater, like some pizza. I don't know. Your girlfriend does not sound like that. Oh, well, you don't know that. Maybe she does sound like this. She doesn't. She does not. I don't know why I did that voice. I'm sorry. I'm on my 4th beer. That's probably why. Oh, and now I'm regretting it, because these 2 women... It's the name of the beer, 2 Women. It's a little stronger than my spotted cows I'm usually used to, and, yeah. Then again, also, I'm on beer number 4 since 6 p.m., so, like, yeah, no, I should slow down.
This year, it seemed like he'd finally caught up.
But Mr. Karina lost the Grand Prix in the end, which, I might add, was not a race. Well, that's too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing.
He thought the other guy was in his way.
That's motive enough in my... Oh, no, I hit press! Are you kidding me?
As for evidence, there's this ninja's button.
Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim?
Huh? What do you mean, pal?
Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off of the Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Huh? But can't you tell just by looking at it? Yeah, the victim's blood is on it.
Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward.
Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir!
All right, I
knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in. Thread. Huh? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the threads on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match.
Yeah, that's it. They're a perfect match, pal.
Urgh. That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat.
It was ripped off of the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Rangar's Hakama.
When was this button found?
Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corita. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button.
So, it was almost immediately after the murder.
The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people.
Hey, what is he trying to say about me here?
The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife.
How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife?
Huh? What do you mean, pal?
By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand?
Yeah, was that what you meant? Well, actually, we didn't actually think of that.
I can't believe the bumbling of this department.
Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There's no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder.
No. I don't believe that. I understand that the fingerprints might be all over the knife. But the fingerprints from the last time he held the knife would have been on top of all of those fingerprints. You should be able to easily discern which fingerprints were used most recently. At least to find a series of fingerprints that would indicate that it was held, show one from each finger on top of all of the other layers. Yeah, you should be able to do that. Absolutely. Those would be smudged on top of the other fingerprints. I'm not gonna let that one go. I'm sorry. That might not be a game mechanic that they're willing to explore in this investigation. But I, as a common sense person, I'm not willing to let this go. Capcom. You hear me? I don't care how many other fingerprints are on there. The last fingerprints that were put on the knife while holding it should still be on top of all the other fingerprints. Regardless of however many other fingerprints there are. Those ones should be on top and should be visible. You should be able to find the final fingerprints. At the very least. Based on finding partials and things like that that are covered up by these fingerprints that were put on there last. Those ones should be the only ones, maybe not the only ones, but should be some of the only ones that are completely intact. You should be able to arrange a full 5 fingers, or at least 4, 3, whatever. However many, you can get. Think about it that way, probably 4. Probably 4 if you're holding a knife the way that I usually hold a knife. At least get the 4. Not the thumb. Maybe the thumb. Not necessary when you're holding a knife, in terms of leaving a full fingerprint. So is the defendant the owner of this knife then?
The defendant brought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder.
Yeah, hold it. There's no way this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife.
Sorry, pal. This isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either.
Alright. Well, this is not good. If the prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder, we're done for. Phoenix. Yes? There's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully before it's too late. A button covered in the victim's blood and a knife with on-guard's fingerprints. Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing. We're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Oklahoma, Phoenix? No, Phoenix is in Arizona! Frick! Okay. Obviously, they were huge rivals with each other. This one I didn't press, so I'm going to now. Wait just 1 second here. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Corita in the popularity polls.
Well, yeah, I guess, but...
Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Yes, I quite agree. Well, Detective...
Yeah, it's not, well, I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive.
Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired.
Yeah, no, not you too, Mr. Redwood, sir. That's...
I look forward to your pension negotiations.
No!
Now, Detective, let's continue with the testimony.
No, not my poor pension, too.
Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed.
Yes, sir. We can talk about my pension later, sir.
What about what I was saying? Hello, anyone?
As for evidence, there's this Jim and Ninja's blood.
Now, I'm not presenting it. Was ripped from his costume, is covered in Karina's blood found in On Guard's Hakama. How did it get there without him noticing? That's what I want to know. Because we can't contest that it didn't get there. Unless Gumshoe was in on it. And I don't believe that. You can't convince me that that's the case. Obviously, that's not the case. Gumshoe is... he's a gem. So... And I ain't talking Steven's Universe, but, you know, maybe... Did I just call it Steven's Universe? Steven Universe. Not that kind of gem, but could he be? Maybe. Could be a character in Steven Universe. And he'd be a really lovable one. Like Steven's dad. Super lovable guy. I don't think... Because, check. So it ended up in his pants? You mean... you gotta get past that giant-ass fucking rope? Get this button down those pants. Is that what you expect me to believe that? And then once it's past that rope, what's keeping it from just falling out of these baggy-ass pants. That's unbelievable. Would I contest this in court? Yes. Do I think I can here in this video game? No. But you expect me to believe that it was in his pants but didn't fall all the way out immediately. Look at how baggy those pants are. You expect me to believe that it didn't immediately just phase through his pants onto the floor. Those are the baggiest pants in the history of all pants. Across all historical civilizations, through time and space, there have never been baggier pants than a hakama. They are notoriously, historically, the baggiest pants of all time. And any civilization. And you expect me to believe that they were just chilling there. And don't tell me what if it was in one of his pockets. What fucking pockets? You think Hakama have pockets? Get out of here. Don't call me. Don't come by my house. I want! Objection! But I can't. I know I can't, because I know this game doesn't play by real-world logic. It's not it. It can't be it. It can't be that. It can't be that easy. Can't be that easy. Grrr! Okay. Hakama. Bossy photo. Hakama. Just press for now. I pressed all that I pressed. I can't press anymore, Sky. I pressed everything. I can't press any more than I've already pressed, Sky. I have to present something somewhere. So it's either here, or it's the knife. Defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. The grip Gatewater is engraved. It wouldn't have been premeditated because they were at the Gatewater Hotel. I think this is where I can present. There's no way it could have been premeditated because this was purchased from the Gatewater Hotel. Objection! Yeah! Woo! Wait a second! Well, what? So the basis of your argument was that this is a premeditated murder, is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand. It wasn't bought for the occasion. It wasn't. It's not even related to the murder. That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Uh-huh. Take a good look at the handle of this knife and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into the handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel. Uh-oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel! Which means this murder was not premeditated! Yes, that is very true. This is a very big...
Hisashiburi da na, Cloud. I mean...
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless.
What?
I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined.
How so?
I'll admit that this knife is hotel property. There's no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this.
But hey,
Oh.
Oh, gumshoe!
The question is, where did this knife come from?
Well, why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Karita's room. No, it came from the defendant's room.
Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table.
There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Ungard. Especially what was on top of his table. There's something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Ungard's knife was missing. Mr. Ungard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth! Absolutely brilliant! A brilliantly clear deduction.
It seems like Edgeworth had this planned from the very beginning.
This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There's quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court.
Evidence not yet shown?
He means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence.
What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well...
well... Phoenix,
The judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong here, that gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat! Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to the court? But I feel like if I say no, then that's it. Right? Is this a trap? Is this a trap? Is this a trap? I mean, obviously it's a trap. One way or the other, but which way? Which way is the trap? Saying no or saying yes? Because none of this is relevant to... I have to consider what was said. What has been brought up by the court? And what is relevant to that? I think I have to say no. What seemed out of place for the murder? There appeared to be a struggle. There was a struggle. This guitar case has always felt off to me. There's water, but only on the outside of it. As if to say this was closed when the vase broke. That's why there's water on the outside of the lid. Which means it was closed when the vase fell. And if we are to believe that Juan Carita was the only one who could have opened it, then the vase broke during the scuffle, which happened before he died. While he was still alive, he opened the case with his own hands. Was the guitar inside the case or not at that point? Now that's the real question. Yes, we know that the guitar has been confirmed to be at Worldwide Studios. But has it always been there? Or was it in this case and only removed after the murder? I'm going to present it. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance and only one. What the judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess it up, it's curtains for all of us. Oh my God! That's my entire life total. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court? I can't save right now. You don't understand. I can't save. Isn't that great? That I can't save? It's so great that I can't save right here. You see the options button up in the corner? Yeah, I don't see it either. I can't save. It's not the case. What do you mean it's not the case? What else would it be? Oops. Not that. Is it the glass? Because they didn't bring up something that they haven't mentioned yet. The glass! It's filled with tomato juice. No sign it's been drank.
there was a scuffle. Why has it not spilled? But the vase did?
Take that!
This is a wine glass, is it not? Oh, so that should have broke like the vase. Oh! Well, it's a good thing I picked the right thing, huh? This is a wine glass, is it not? As a matter of fact, Your Honor, it is not! It's a champagne flue. But most may commonly refer to it as a wine glass. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I am an alcoholic, and I am aware that there are different types of wine glasses, and this is in fact a champagne flue. Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over, along with everything else, is this wine glass! This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion? You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. I'm gonna say this as calmly as possible, considering the implications that you're making right now, Mr. Edgeworth. But the fact that it was placed after the crime had took place means it's all the more fucking relevant! I said I was going to try to say it as calmly as possible, but I failed. But you just proved me right while you were trying to prove me wrong. Who placed it there? One of your bumbling detectives? Sorry, Gumshoe, not you. Who? Huh? Who? What? In what way would this being placed after the murder not be relevant? Huh? Alyssa, are you telling me that the witness placed it? Was it Adrian? She happened to walk in here with a wine bottle filled with tomato juice and a wine glass, and just happened to have those two things. Knocked on the door. Said, I'm coming in. And then opened the door, and there she saw, uh-oh, a murder. Better pour myself a glass of wine. Sets it down on the table. Oh, I shouldn't drink that. That would be totally inappropriate to do that. I'll just leave it here. I'll also put the bottle down on the coffee table. Now that they're both no longer in my hands, I'll call for help. Is that what you're suggesting? You fucking dongle? By the person who did. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! No, you can't be serious. You expect me to believe that she walked in, that she was the one who brought that into the room. That's what was in her hands. Was a wine glass and a bottle of tomato juice Now, either you're suggesting that she had filled up that glass with tomato juice before knocking on the door, which I highly doubt, because then what, she's going to knock with the hand that's holding the bottle? How did she open the door? No. It must have been before she poured it into the glass. Then, and only then, will I believe that she can open the handle of a hotel room door by herself, because nobody's going to open it for her. She can't knock and somebody's going to answer. She has to open it up. You expect me to believe that she came in with an empty wine glass in her hand? Huh? Carrying a wine bottle filled with tomato juice, opened the hotel room door, walked in, and said, "Oh my, a murder. Let's pour myself a glass of tomato juice. Drinking this would be inappropriate. I should set this down on the boudoir." Sets it down on the boudoir and says, "Well, I can't possibly call the police with this wine bottle filled with tomato juice in my hand." Sets that down on the coffee table. And then proceeds to call for help using the phone that's on the ground. That's weird. First off, No, I don't believe it.
She could have easily been so shocked that she shut the glass down without thinking.
Oh, did she? Did she? We said after she filled it? 'Cause, God, I hope this is actually part of the case, because I will write a sternly worded letter to Capcom if they don't address the fact that she must have poured it after she entered the room, if that's the case. I will learn Japanese just to write a strongly worded letter to Capcom. That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. No, it doesn't. Could Miss Andrews? There's no way! There's no way. Please tell me I'm not crazy. And this exact line of thinking is about to follow through right here, right now. Okay, let's go. There's no way. It's impossible. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They just might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head, yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim?
There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it.
What?
You're not thinking hard enough today, Mr. Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice?
Then,
of course it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews.
One Adrian Andrews? I thought Juan's last name was Corrida.
No, not Juan. One Adrian Andrews.
Yeah, that's what I said. One Adrian Corrida?
One Adrian Andrews.
One Adrian Corrida. I didn't know he had the same middle name as the defendant's manager's first name.
One.
Oh, one, like the number.
Yes, one Adrian Andrews.
Well, I feel dumb.
You should.
What? Wine glass updated. Wow!
That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright?
Grr, I can't believe I fell into another trap. I can't believe he's got me growling now.
Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Garita. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser.
What you just said makes a lot of sense. No, it doesn't. How did she open the door? How did she open the door? She had a tomato juice bottle in one hand and a wine glass full of tomato juice in the other. How did she open the door? Now, if you told me that the wine glass was empty, I would give it to you that, like, yes, she could probably hold the wine bottle and the empty wine glass in one hand. I would believe that. I could picture it. But as it's full, I swear to God, Capcom. I swear to God. Let me argue this, please, Capcom. I'm gonna be so upset with you if you don't.
Now do you see, Mr. Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario, as it explains everything all too well.
Grrr, I'm growling again.
I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor.
It's not the only thing you've been doing long and hard.
And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover.
Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
Unfortunately,
She poured it in Juan's room. She didn't realize he was dead when she poured it. Well, how wouldn't she? How would... Wait. What if it was empty? What if she didn't? What would have to happen for her to not realize that he was already dead? What if the chair was turned around? Because the angle for someone to have to strangle him with that ascot, bandana, whatever. Banana? I don't care. In order for someone to strangle him from behind, he's facing the other way. Someone couldn't strangle him from behind if the table and the wall were right there. The chair must have been facing the boudoir. So he must have been facing away when she walked in. She started talking, poured herself a drink. He wasn't answering, so she turns him. Or... there's more to it than that, too. But for sure, no, for sure, he was facing away. Right? That would make sense. Yeah. And I don't believe that she would have put the knife there. Because I don't believe she's the one who kidnapped Maya, and I don't believe that she's the one who's framing her own client. So I think whoever strangled him from behind, then from behind, would have stabbed him in the chest. Yeah, that's got to be the case. It has to be. Yeah. But we're going to get to the bottom of that. And so many more questions. Next time on Kayleigh Plays, because I know we're not going to end this. We're not going to end this. It's not going to end it tonight. There's no way. There's way too much. So catch the next exciting episode of Ace Attorney Justice for all tomorrow night. I know, you're all in the edge of your seats. You're like, Kayleigh, you're speculating right now. You're theorizing. Why did you pause? You could have kept going. No. Let's be honest. We're not going to finish this tonight. We're not. We're not going to finish it tonight. Yeah, he was facing the other way. Yeah. No, he must have been. He had to be. I don't know why I didn't realize it sooner. There's no way he was strangled from behind, because that's the way that the bandana was tied. He must have been strangled from behind. If his back is towards the wall, then it's right there. There's that table. Yeah. All right, yeah, no, we're going to speculate more next time on Kayleigh Plays. Stay tuned. Tomorrow's Triple Play Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central. Tomorrow, we've got Final Fantasy Tactics. That's right, War of the Lions for the PSP. At 3 p.m. Central tomorrow, we've got Supermarket Simulator. So get excited. I've been doing too much grinding on that one this week. So get excited. We're going to make a bunch of purchases right at the beginning. So be here, 3 p.m. Central, if you want to see me do some crazy, kooky stuff in that game. And, of course, I'm going to save here. We're going to save. And, of course, tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central, we will cap off Triple Play Wednesday with an exciting episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below how excited you are to see me play Final Fantasy VII, the original, for the PlayStation 1. As soon as I'm done here, as soon as I'm done with Justice for All, we're going to do it. We're going to play Final Fantasy VII. I'm still not sure if I should just keep their names as like what they're supposed to be, Cloud, Tifa, Barrett, so on and so forth. Or do I come up with goofy names? Now, I'm pretty sure Sky and Olivia both said, hey, keep their names normal. Don't do that. And I think you're right. I think I should just play it how it's supposed to be played. Keep their names normal. They're too iconic, is the thing. It's not like playing Golden Sun and naming everybody Garrett. That'd be crazy. Who would want to do that? Someday I'm going to play a Oops All Garrett's run of Golden Sun. Just watch. And they're all going to be Garrett. Uh-oh. It's going to be great. It's going to be fucking fantastic. You're going to love it. But until then, have a great night. Have a wonderful week. I love you all. Bye-bye. 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 Bye.